Hi, and welcome to Advanced Payroll Management System developed in C#. Now guys, let me show you how this works. First of all, let's start with the pay slip in here. We can change the font color of this pay slip, so let's just click on the tools, select color. There we go. And we can also change the font size to whatever we decide. So let's go for 22. There. See, 22 seems to be too large, and let's reduce it back to something a little bit more manageable. Let's go for maybe about 16 or 14. There we go. Now the other thing that we can do is we can copy and paste it wherever we want to paste it, and click on paste there, and we can then go to file, clear this out, open up any other data that we intend to open. So let's say we want to open up, let's go for Ken. Okay, just enter Ken's details in there, and we can save if we want to save, or add new data and click on save. Okay, there's a lot that we can do here, and we can also save the whole data straight onto the database. So let's do that. So to do that, I'm going to reset the whole project entirely. Let's start all over and come right here. Let's select one of the employee in there and enter the wages of this employee. There we go, and just click on payment. There we go, and we can print. Click on print. Either you click on print here, or you can go to file, print. That is it right there. Okay, close that, or we go to file, click on print. There we go. All you just need to do is to select the print in there, and the full tutorial will be out shortly. Let us start work with a new tutorial. I'm going to start by clicking on create new project, and let's select C# and click on next. I'm going to give that a name. I'll call it CS_payroll. Let's say advanced_payroll_system, and click on create. Alright, my system is ready. Let's define the size of this very form. Come straight to the project area, and on the property there, I'm going to enter 1386 by 788, and where we have start position, I'm going to make that center screen, and right here window state, let's make that maximize. There we go. Now let's select, click on the toolbox. I'm looking for panel. First thing first, let's grab hold of this label, draw that in here like this, and I'm gonna go for panel now. Let's see, panel should be there somewhere. There we go, and draw that very panel, bring it here, and I'm going to change the size of this panel that much, and let's change the back color. The background color of that panel, I'm going to make it cadet blue. And that is the panel. Let's see the size. That's the size in there. I'm going to increase it a little bit more. There we go. And here, bring this down. And right here, you see this label. I'm going to change the details of our label. Let's come in here where we have auto size, change that to false. Back color, I'm going to change that to cadet blue as well. Now border, I'm just going to leave the border like that, and let's come in here to, okay, we need a font now, so drag it that much. change the font size to something much more readable. Let's make that about 48, bold, and get it centered. Scroll right down, text align, centered. Change the text content on it to Payroll Management System. There we go. That is that done. Okay, I'm going to draw another, or let's just copy this. I'm going to copy this very panel here. Hold on to the control, click and drag. And I am going to kind of like position it here, something like that. There. Let's change that a little bit more. Let's see. And that is fine for now. Okay, bring it out a little bit more. There we go. Very good. And right here you see this very panel that I've just added. I'm going to go straight into my toolbox. Select the toolbox. Inside the toolbox I will add menu. Double click on that. We have menu right inside this panel. And I'm also going to add some other component, but inside the menu, let's enter file. Then we have new. We have open, save. Let's say we have print. Those are the sub menu. And finally I'm going to enter exit. Very good. And in here enter another one. I'll call that edit. And inside the edit I'm going to have copy, paste, and cut. Those are the stop menu in there. And in here I'm going to have another menu. I'll call that tools. Inside the tools I will have color for the fonts. Then I'm also going to have font. I think that will do. There we go. And underneath here, let's add one more component underneath here. So make sure the panel is selected. I'm going to go back straight to the toolbox. Let's pin that down for now. I now need Toolstrip. There we go. Double click on that, and that's the Toolstrip underneath there. Okay. So for this Toolstrip, I'm going to need the following. I'm going to need the following images. Let me show you guys the image. There they are. Those are the images that I'm going to be using for the Toolstrip. Let's see, large, color. Those are the images. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And 6, 7. Okay, very good. Now come in here. The first one, I will click on that select button. Once the button is selected, go straight to the properties. Right inside the properties, you see where it says image. Click on the image. Now locate where the image is that I intend to use. It's on my download. Double click on VB image. Double click on that again. Large. I need the color one. That will be new. There we go. Now add another one. The next one is going to be another button. This button, that will be open. Let's add open. There we go. That's good. And let's add another one. Add another button. And this button, I'm going to make that save. Okay, let's come down here. We need save icon for save. There we go. There we go. That's it. That is fine. Now I'm going to add separators. 2 separators. We do 1 and 2. Okay, let's make that 3. 3 separators. Now come in here, add another button there, and this one I'm going to, let's add print here. Why not? Add print there. Okay, for the print, let's add another 3 separators there. Now I'm going to add another button. This one I'm going to make that, let's say that's going to be copy. Good. Add another one. Add another button. I'm going to make that paste. Let's paste there. Click on OK. And now we then add another one. The last one, I'm going to call that, let's see, let's call that cut. No, that's not the last one. I'm going to add one for my, add a cut in there. And right here, let's add another 3 separators. 1, 2, 3. Officially it's just 1 separator you need. Okay, now click on the drop down and let's select label. I'm going to need that for my thing for date, so I'm going to change that to Toolstrip LBL date. There. So all of that is done for now. Now in here we need one more component there. Let's look for rich text box. Drag, just draw, bring it down. And this rich text box, I'm gonna call the name RT pay slip. There, that is it, done. Bring this down. Okay, the design of my pay slips is ready. Now let's grab hold of another panel here. Let's draw it that much, but I do want the color of this one to be control. There we go. And the size of that, we can make that, yeah, that's the size of that very one. I'm not going to copy this very one. Let's come in there and let's copy and okay, hold on to the control, click and drag. We have one here. Now reduce this that much, okay, and here that much. Copy this. Now we have 2 on the side. Very good. Now let's bring one of these up here. Copy, take it up there. Right. Alright. Now let's copy this one. Hold on to that. Click and drag 1. Something like that. So we're gonna now need 3 little ones below. Yes, we need 3. Hold on to the control, click and drag 1, 2, and 3. Now let me run it and see how that's going to look like. So far this is how it's looking. Okay, let's exit out. Looking good anyway. Now let's start work with the design of the interface. So right here I'm going to add a label. Let's look for label there. One label here. Change the size of that label to maybe 20. There. No, that should be 20 bold. Make that bold. Okay. Now I'm going to copy that across. We have, hold on to that, we have 4 now. Yeah, and 6. Okay. Now we need one here. Alright, let's change the details of each individual, but before then let's add text box. Grab hold of this text box, just draw it that much. There. And combo box, just draw it there. Then up here I'm going to need a label. I'll copy this label anyway. Alright, so this label that I copied, let's change the properties. Auto size, change that to false. Back color, change it to white. Border style, change it to fixed single. There we go. And let's get rid of the text content we have in there. Scroll right down, delete. That is done. Now the indicator, I'm going to change that to wages ref. There. Make room for that, for the wage reference. And here, so this one is going to be pay reference. And this is going to be, let's make that 20 as well. And this one, let's make them both 20 bold, or including this. So the three of them. Change the font to 20 bold. Very good. Now this one here, that will be employee, and the name of this text there will be txt employee. Very good. So employees. And now let's copy this. Hold on to the control, click and drag. Yeah, just one more now. There we go. Right, this is going to be full name. And this is going to be, oh, let's put a space and call it full name. And this is going to be txt full name. Here, that will be, let's delete that. Let's delete this other one. Delete this and bring this here. That's going to be for gender. Oh, we need to copy this really. Copy, it's not copied. Right, this is, change the item as follows. The first index will be empty. The second one is going to be female. The third one index will be male. That's it, done. And this one, so let's change the name of this one anyway first. CBO, gender, and this label is going to be gender. There. And here we have this, this is going to be address. The text box will be LBL address, or TXT address. And this is going to be TXT postcode. And that label will be known as postcode. There we go. There. That's fine. Now let's take care of these three here. I'm going to copy this 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. And I need text box in there. No, let's just copy these 3 first. Bring them down here. Here we seems to have plenty room, so no problem. And copy this. Reduce the size. This is going to be city within. City, or we can just change that to city wages. Yeah, city wages. Yeah, that's money you get for working in the city. And here, that is going to be basic pay. So your city wage plus your basic pay plus whatever overtime you put in, basic salary. And here, that is going to be overtime or any other kind of payments. Copy this, bring it down. Right, Bring this down as well. Okay, and here all we need in there is going to be a label. Copy this label, bring it down here, and we need 4 labels. Hold on to Control, click and drag. Now this is going to be tax. So I'm showing the whole steps for the beginners so that they will understand how it's done. So the next one is going to be LBL tax. This is going to be gender. No, that is pension. And copy this, and this will be pension. LBL pension. Then we have address and co. No, it's not address. Okay, this is going to be student loan. So we just change that to ST, do that again, STD loan. And here that's going to be LBL student loan. And right there we change that to NI payment. And this label is going to be known as LBL NI payment. There. Alright, so let's just tidy it up. Very good. So all of that is taken care of. We now need to take care of these other ones. Copy this, paste that in here, and this is going to be net pay. That label is going to be known as net pay, LBL net pay. Then the next one is going to be deduction. So grab hold of these, pick it up, and here as well. So this is deduction. Right, and copy, change this to deduction, LBL deduction. And this is going to be the gross pay. Copy that and come right here, change this to LBL gross pay. There. Okay, that's good. We're going to have to tidy it up later on. 1, 2. We have 2 in here. One of these is going to be taxable pay, and this is pensionable pay. Okay, now up here we're going to need 4 of those here. Yeah, so let's copy these ones. And now we then tidy it all up. So come right down here, this is tax period, and this is LBL tax period. Right, and here I'm going to change this to pensionable pay. Let's copy the pensionable and change this to LBL pensionable pay. LBL, no, that's LBL tax code. Tax code. Right. Copy, and this will be tax code. Then we have copy. Alright, let's change this to NI number. NI number. Right. This is NI number. LBL NI number. And that is NI code. And the label in front of it, that will be LBL. LBL NI code. So all the ones that I've used label for, you would not be able to enter any data in there, except if you code it to do that. But for the other ones with text, yes, you can enter data and modify as we go along. Right. Now, before I go any further, let's come in here. I'm going to save this before I modify the way the interface is looking. It looks a little bit rough now. Let's run it so that you guys see that while that is running, I'm going to open up the database. Let's copy the database from my document, bring it down. That is how the interface is looking now. Okay, we just need to add some buttons here. Right, and that. Now, inside my document, I now need payroll. That is it. Double click on payroll. There's absolutely nothing inside that database. I have a link to the raw database, so you guys can always copy that. That is it right there. So close that, copy that database, copy, and let's navigate straight to where I have my project saved. And my project will be here somewhere. Let's see, it's called C#, CS. There we go, that is it right there. Double click on that, and in here I'm going to paste my database there. That is my database right in here. So I'm going to minimize that. Okay, so before I go any further, I'm now going to add some buttons. So let's come right down here. Come here, add the buttons. We have one here, and we just need to modify that button, make it look presentable. But we need about 5 of those in there. So copy, increase the font size. I'm going to make that maybe about, let's go for 24 bold. There we go. Now change the text content individually. This one is going to be LBL. LBL exit. The text content is exit. Next, that is reset. Variable name BTN reset. Okay, that's good. Now the next one here is going to be BTN pay. Pay reference. That's good. And change the text content as well. Come right down here. There. Now, this is going to be add new data. Add new. And the name is going to be BTN add new. And right here, that's going to be BTN payment. There. And text content. There we go. Alright, now all I just need to do is just to tidy it up, make it look a little bit much more presentable. Then we take it from there, guys. So let me just speed that up. As you can see, everything is done. They all have their own respective names now. Let's see, let's run it. That's how it's looking for now. It's a bit rough. I just need to tidy up, which you guys can do yourself. So let's tidy that up. This is how it's looking right now. Apart from this one, I'm just going to draw this out a little bit more, and that is it. So let's do that. Click this, just drag. There we go. Run. And I believe it's a little bit much better than what it was, or far better than what it was actually. There we go, guys. Alright, let's do some work. We need to be able to exit out and take care of many lines of code. So first of all, let's start by exiting out. I'm going to try and take care of the exit first, this very one. If you guys want to follow along, that would be great. Double click on exit. First of all, I'm going to enter try catch, and the try catch is just to guide you in case if there's any error. So that would be, let's enter catch underneath there, and that is going to be exception EX. The exception, the EX, that is where I'm going to attach my message. Let's say message box dot show, and that is going to be our exception message. So this error message is actually generated by your system, telling you exactly what's going on. Okay, and up here I'm going to then declare the following. Let's say dialog result, and that is going to be I'm going to call it I quit the system. There, I quit. That is going to be equals the following: message box dot show, and what I want you to show is something like confirm. So confirm if you want to exit. That is the message that will be displayed. I'm going to enter a comma. So this very first message, that is my first argument. I want to enter 4 arguments. So that's the first one. The second argument is going to be, I'm just going to call that C sharp. Let's say C sharp dialog system. That is my second argument, comma. Third argument, I press enter. I'm just going to call that message box button dot yes or no, because I intend to use one of these. And the fourth argument is going to be message box icon, sorry, and the icon that I intend to use is question mark. End that with semicolon. Now come right down here and use conditional statement. If, and open up a bracket, I quit equals, so if I quit equals dialog result dot yes. There. So what I just want the system to do is close. I'm going to enter application dot exit. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to accept the close. Let's see what close we do. So in that case, I'm going to come in there and just say close. Yeah, I've never used it here. There's no point lying. I've never used it in here. I've always used application.exit. So close. Let's see what close we do. I'm going to save that, run it. But just for your information, the other alternative I always use is application.exit. So I'm going to run it and let's see how the close is going to work. Okay, I'm going to click on exit. Now the system is now asking me confirm if you want to exit. That is my first argument. This is the second argument, the title, and this is the third argument, and this is the fourth argument. If I said no, I stayed within the system. So let's assume I say yes. I'm going to say yes. There, I close just works exactly the same way with application.exit. So that's cool. That's another new thing that I've learned thanks to 2022 Visual Studio. Okay, I'm now going to copy this BTN exit. I'm going to copy that because I want to call that. I want to call this function right inside this dialog here. If you come right here, remember this, drop it down, double click on exit. There, I'm just going to paste that in there, but the only bit that I need is going to be sender. And who am I sending? Comma E. There, enter semicolon. I've just called the function in here now. Right here. Look at it. Look at the way it was called. Simple. So run that just to make sure that works as well. Click on file. Click on exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. There we go. That is fine. So let's take care of another very easy one. The next one we take care of, let's take care of this. Reset. Double click on reset. So to reset, I'm going to call each of my components. Let's say CB. Okay, CB gender. Okay, I'm going to select index 0. Okay, so tab to index 0. Why am I tabbing to index 0? Let me show it to you guys. If I come in here now, select that, and let's come right here. If we click on item, click on that, this is in index 0 right there, and this is index 1 and index 2. Okay, so I've just selected index 0. Index 0 has nothing. Let's see, why is this one not popping up? Okay, it has no name, so let's call it CBO pay ref. Good, that one is there as well. So will this one have an index? I don't know, it might not have an index because I'm going to, yeah, I can populate it in here. Yeah, I can just add all the data in there. So make sure I'm going to select it. But first of all, let's come back in here and just take care of this reset first. Paste that in there. Dot select. I'm going to make that index 0 as well because I'm going to leave a space in there for that. Very good. So let's go to any of the text box. Address dot clear. Fine. Now I think I have about 21 or so. The next one is employer clear. TXT full name clear. TXT postcode clear. Okay, you see, you can say clear, or you can always say dot text equals clear, just like that. Okay, now the next one is going to be the LBLs. Deduction. Copy this and just paste that in there. In the case of label, let's see, I don't think label has any function, any method called clear. I think it only has dot text. Dot text. There, we clear it like that. So that is labels taken care of. That's one of them. LBL, I do have a lot of these labels. There, LBL. The next one is net pay. LBL followed by code. LBL number. NI number. LBL. NI payment. Then we have LBL pension. Paste. LBL pensionable pay. LBL student loan. There. LBL tax. LBL taxable. LBL tax code. LBL tax period. Paste. So like I said, most of it is just LBL. Then we have, oh, that is it. I think that's all there is to it. Alright, now I'm meant to be able to clear the payslip as well. So dot clear, that is my rich text box. Okay, but I think I have a feeling I haven't finished everything. Let's see, there's no name in here as well, so that's meant to be LBL wage. That's a wage reference. Okay, I'm missing that as well. Go back in there and just paste that underneath here. Dot text equals, there we go. And I can't see anything to do with the gross pay and so on, so I'm going to copy these three. It's going to give me error anyway, but I'll change it in there. So paste those are the text box, so let's paste them here. And I'm going to change this to gross pay. There's no gross pay in the system. I'm going to go and name that. Then basic pay or basic salary. Then I have overtime. There we go. Those are missing. So I'm going to go back here and just get those ones sorted. Overtime. There. Nope, that's not overtime. That should be TXT overtime. There we go. Basic. TXT basic salary. And what did I call this one? Do I have a gross pay? Let's see, gross pay. No. Oh, this one should be city wages. Okay, city wages. Select this one. L is not, yeah, it's a TXT. TXT city wage. Okay, city wages. Alright, go back in there and just change that one to TXT city wages. And that is it. I can now officially say clear is taken care of. Okay, and you can also add try catch just in case if there's any error, so that is sorted. So let's say try paste and just paste all of them in here. There we go. There. So the try catch statement is there to handle whatever error. So the reset is officially taken care of as well. Now let's take care of this pay reference. Double click on that. Okay, for the reference, what I want to do now is, you see, when you click on this button, I want it to generate some random number for the wage reference. So let's go back in there. So I'm going to have to use the random function, but first of all, let's create random object. So I'm just going to call our rand, that will be equals new random function. Now let's say LBL wage reference. The text that only accepts text, so I will first of all have to convert that. So let's say convert dot string, and what am I converting? That is going to be the random dot. Next, and I'm going to give you some value. Let's say about 12,000 plus up to 254,000 whatever. Yeah, that will do. There. So now we have to generate one value between 12,000 plus and 254. Okay, so let's try that out now and see. Then we'll take it from there. Let's see now. Okay, so if we click that, you see that. So that generates some random value as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to need the system to also automatically generate value for me, I'm going to copy this and I'll paste that inside payments. I'm going to be using that shortly. Get rid of this. There we go. Alright, we're going to be using this very shortly. So we'll come back to this. Now let's do one thing. I'll be back here. Let's do one thing. So we've taken care of 1, 2, and 3. These two are very important. I don't want to rush them. So let's go into project here. Okay, click on project. And we now want to add. You see where we have manage NuGet package. Click on that. Once that opens, go straight to the browser. Inside the browser, we type in OLEDB. There we go. Okay, that's the driver that I need. So select that and click on install. Click on OK. There, we're now installing that particular driver. Okay, we finished with that. So I'm going to go straight to the form. Now, what we want to do is inside the code view, make sure you select that. Go right up in here. Okay, right underneath here. Okay, so we now want to import the following. So I'm going to say using system dot data dot OLEDB. That is it right there. Okay, I've imported that. Brilliant. Now you need this for your database to work because we're going to be using Access database. Now let's go back in here. I want to do one thing. You see the server right here, you should be able to see it. Server Explorer. Click on the Server Explorer. And right inside the Server Explorer, okay, select Connect to Database. If you don't have your Server Explorer here, it should be right here inside the Tools, and that is it. Connect to Database. Okay, if you click on Connect to Database, it will open up a dialog for you. That is the dialog that opens up. Inside this dialog, this is the driver you're looking for the data source. Okay, if that's the wrong one, all you need to do is click on change and select the one that you want. That's the one I'm going to be using. Now I will then browse. Okay, click on browse to locate where my database is. And right here, that is my file. Double click on that, and that's the database. Select the database. Click on open. Now, one more thing left. You see here we have advanced. Click on the advanced. Or, to be on the safe side, test it out to make sure the text, okay, text connection succeeded. That is fine. Now click on advanced. With the advanced, we now want to copy the location of the database. Okay, that is it right there. Look at it. Okay, select it, right click and copy. Click on OK. Get rid of this admin username, admin, get rid of that. And click on OK. So we now know the location of our database and it's been copied. Right. That is it right there. So we can now minimize this and go back straight into our coding area. Double click on the form, or just click on form and go straight to the coding area. Now right underneath of public partial class, I'm going to create the object. I'll say OLEDB connect, and I'm going to give it a name. I'll call it con equals new OLEDB connection, and in there we have these brackets. So inside this bracket, enter the speech mark. Right inside that very speech mark, that's where I'm going to paste my copied address, but I will have to enter at. There we go, just paste that in there. That is the copied address for my database. Look at that. So you're going to have to look at it like this, because if I did take it to the next line, I believe I will end up with an error. Let's see. Well, let's see, it might work. If it worked, then so be it. So let's see. If it gives me error, then I'll return it back to one single line. Alright, that's the address of my database. Okay, I kind of like curious to try this out, because I don't think it will work with these two lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the form, and let's use try cache, and let's just copy this message here, paste it right in there, and in here I will enter connect dot open. That's all. And let's enter a message box to make that work for me. So I can just enter in here a message box that will display and tell me connection successful, or whatever. Connection, let's say is successful. If that doesn't work, or if there's an error, at least this will let me know. So let's run it and see. Run. Oh, okay, could not find installable ISAM. Okay, then we have an error. So let's go back in here. So the system did not crash, but this error handler generated an error for me. That's brilliant. So let's go back up here. So me breaking it into two lines is not allowed. So let's bring it back in one single line. There. So have a good look at the connection there. Okay, that is my connection. So I'm now going to run it. Run. So your connection would definitely be different from mine. Let's see, look at that. Connection is successful. So 2 lines is not allowed. Alright, now okay, let's take care of this text box before we continue. First of all, I'm going to enter some value in there for the calculations, and I'm going to assign, okay, text, let's align it to the right. I want to repeat the same thing for the other one. Align right. Okay, repeat the same thing for these. Align it right and enter value in there. Okay, so that will take care of any error that might come into place. But at the same time, I want to use an event when the mouse goes on top of it, that is mouse enter. I want this to disappear and the cursor to start flashing in here. Okay, so double click on that. I'm going to change the event to mouse enter. Let's see. Oh, I think I'm wrong. We cannot get the event here. So this is not Visual Basic. Let's go back out. Select this and let's go straight to event here. Mouse enter. Double click on mouse enter. That's the event I was looking for. So in here I'm going to enter the following. Let's grab hold of this. I'm going to use an if statement, also referred to as conditional statement. So in there I'm going to say if txt city wage dot text, if that is equals, okay, or /txt dot text equals with £, then I want the system to do as follows: txt dot text equals cleared, delete whatever is in there, and at the same time I want the txt to get focus. So let's say dot focus. There we go. So that's the very first one taken care of. Now that is mouse enter. What about mouse leaves? Check this out. With the mouse enter, let's run it and you see what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to get rid of this because I just use that for an experiment. So mouse enter. When mouse leaves, look at it. Mouse is left and nothing happened. So when mouse leave, I want it to default back to 0, 0. So I'm going to copy this and let's select that. Come in here, that is mouse leave. Double click on mouse leave. Paste that in there. When mouse, if this one equals nothing, we want it to default back to, let's get rid of all of this. We want it to default back to 0.00 and get rid of this. We don't need to get it focused. Right, that is that. So now run it. Let's mouse enter. This is mouse leave. So let's see what's going to happen. Like I said, this has to go there. So you see that, guys? So that is fine. So let's repeat the same thing for the other two. But before that, I don't want that message to appear for now. So get rid of this. I don't really need it anymore. I only use it to test the program. There we go. If I need it, I will enable it back. Now let's go to the next one here, this very one. So mouse enter, double click on mouse enter. Now mouse enter, I might as well get hold of all of this and just change it around. Mouse enter, paste that in there and change all of the content to basic salary, and this as well. And that is that taken care of. There we go. Now mouse leaves. Let's go back in there. Double click on mouse leaves. Mouse leave. So if that is empty, let's grab hold of that. If it's empty, I think it's advisable you undo that. It's advisable you actually tie error handler to it. There. Okay, I'm going to grab hold of error handler here. Just going to copy all of this and paste them inside an error handler. Get rid of all of these. The error handler is very handy anytime you run into problems. So I'm going to copy this because I'll need it again. Now move this there. Okay, so that is the if, and that's fine. Alright, repeat the same thing for these other ones. Paste and grab hold of this error handler, or grab hold of the statement and just dump it in there. Repeat the same thing for this one as well. Paste, grab this, drop it there, and finally this one. Yes, it does look like extra coding, but you saw what happened when the connector was on double line. There was an error, and the error handler just handled the whole problem for me. So that's why it's actually advisable you use that. Okay, that is fine. Look at it. Okay, it's not difficult. See, now let's take care of the last one. This is the last one. Select that, come in here, mouse, enter, double click on that. Because we're starting that one afresh, just paste in error handler and use the same method in there. So if txt overtime the text, if that is equals, or that should be equals 0.00, yeah, or I'm going to copy that, or equals with the pounds, then what do we want the system to do? We want the system to clear everything out and set the focus. Txt dot focus. There we go. That is that taken care of as well. Now that's mouse enter. What about mouse leaves? So with the mouse leaves, I'm going to copy all of this. Go back in here, make sure it's selected, mouse leaves, double click on that, paste. When the mouse leaves, if it's empty, if that is empty, no, if it's equals, yeah, if it's equals empty, we want this to change back to 0.00. Get rid of focus there. That is it, done. Okay guys, so have a good look at the lines of code that was used. Let's get rid of this. Look at it. Take it from the very first one. CT wages. That's mouse enter. Mouse leaves for CT wages. Mouse enter for basic pay. And mouse leave for basic pay. Mouse enter for overtime. Mouse leave for overtime. There, that's it. Run. There we go. Mouse enter, mouse leave, enter, leave, enter, leave. That's brilliant. Now let's take care of these components here so that we can have the employees details in there. Now exit out. Click on exit. Yep. And let's select that particular component on the particular combo box. That is it right there. And come right here. Go straight to the properties. You see right here where we have items, drop that down. So the very first item in there, if you guys can still recall in my resets, that is supposed to be selected index 0, so that is going to be empty. The next one is going to be 78455, and so on. Those are the 5 employee details that I have on the system. Okay, so that is for 5 employee. There we go. And now let's click on OK. There we go. So if I run it now, or just before I run it, let's go into, because we have some data in here, so let's go straight into the reset. I need to take care of that as well, those three. So that has to be changed to as follows. That will become 0.00. So when I reset, I want it to default back to that. I repeat the same thing for this and this. There. Okay, so let's run the program now and just see how that's going to look like. Now drop this down. That is index 0 right there. So if I select anything in here and select and click on reset, let's say we enter some value in here and click on reset, default back to 0 and get back to index 0, and this as well. Reset. Good. Now what I want to try and achieve is when I click on this, select any details here, I want it to give information about the individual employer. So let's end that, but first of all let's declare some global variable right up here. Okay guys, let's create some variables. So let's start from here, and the very first one, let's go for, let's say double, and that is going to be, I'm going to call that inner city. Okay, I have inner city as double, then I will also include basic pay, then overtime. After that I'm going to include tax, then let's go for pension, student loan, then NI payment, that should be payment. There we go. Alright, and that will be all for that. And let's declare one string variable there. I'm going to call this period. There we go. Alright, so I have all my global variables there. Now let's go to the form load. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need the connector anymore, so undo that and just get rid of the connections here. There. And right in here, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say date. I want to use this to activate the date and the months. Let's say date time, that will be equals date time dot now. There we go. Now let's create a local variable. This is local variable. I'm going to call it month. That month is going to be equals date. Yeah, that is it. That's good. Now that I've declared those, see this component here, this very one, I want that to display the dates. So let's copy that. Copy that. And this one just to display the number of the months. So let's go back in here. So right here we start by entering the following. Paste that. The text that will be equals date time dot now dot to long date string. That is it. There. Now the next one is going to be LBL, tax period dot text, and that will be equals, let's first of all convert dot to string, and what we are converting, that is going to be the month. There we go. And I think that should do it. So maybe we should say in decimal, the month in decimal. Okay, first of all, let's run it first. It should give me just the number of the month. There we go, and we have today's date there. That is the month, number of the month, August, and today's date. That is good. So that one is out of the way. Now let's take care of some calculations in here. Now let's go back in here, double click on the payment. Double click on that, and right inside the payment, first of all, let's say try cash to take care of any error. And where's my cash statement? Just grab all of these, paste it right underneath here. There. So right in here, I'm going to start by entering my global variable called the inner city, and the inner city will take in whatever value we have inside. Let's see, shall I say by value? No. Whatever we have, that has to be converted. Convert dot to double here, and what I'm converting dot to double will be txt city wage dot text. One down. The next one will be basic pay. Want to convert that as well. Grab hold of all of these, paste that in here, and that is going to be txt basic pay, basic salary dot text. Then we have overtime. Convert txt overtime. There we go. That is done. Now, when I want to convert everything we have in here to pound sign, so let's come right in here and just say txt city wages dot text, that is equals. Okay, I'm now going to convert whatever we have in here straight into pound sign. So let's say string dot format, and what are we formatting? So let's say into 2 decimal place, speech mark, curly braces or curly bracket, that would be 0, column C. I think the C should be lowercase though. Now come in here, comma, inner city wages. There we go. I've just converted one. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. Grab this, paste, grab hold of all of these, paste it here, and this very one. There we go. Just need to change the variable inside. Overtime, change overtime as well. There. Okay, I'm now going to run that and see. Run. Let's just see how that's gonna look like for now. Enter some value in here and there. So let's click on that. Very good. Okay, now that is working. Now let's continue. The next thing I want to do now is to work out the tax. So to do that, let's come right down here, say tax. That will be equals, let's say inner city plus basic pay plus overtime. There we go. I want to put that in a bracket. And let's divide, let's multiply it by 9. Let's assume the tax is 9%, then we divide it by 100. Okay, so let's enter 2 more brackets here. There we go. So that is tax taken care of. I'm going to copy all of this. Now let's take care of pension. So that's the pension there. Let's assume the pension is approximately 12%. Okay, done. Let's take care of student loan. Alright, student loan is there, but let's say it's about 5%. And finally, NI payment. And that is, the system is suggesting 4%. I'm gonna, let's say 3%. Okay, that's done. Now we need to assign all of those straight into their respective components. So let's say LBL tax. LBL tax is going to take in, it has to be converted to string. Okay, let's grab hold of all of this. Copy, paste. And that is going to be tax. There. We want LBL pension. So I'm going to copy all of these and just change things around. LBL pension. Paste. And that becomes pension. And student loan. LBL student loan. Paste. Change that to student loan. And finally LBL NI payment. LBL NI payment. Paste and change this to NI payment. Right here. There we go. Alright, that is taken care of. Get rid of this. All done. If I run it now, let's save it first before we run it. So let's click on run. And we see how that is going to look like. Okay, so in here enter some value in here and here as well, and there we go. Very good. Now we need to be able to work all of these ones out. This is going to work with here, so let's go back in here. So right in here, we're meant to create two local variable. I can just put those up here. Let's call them double. So I'll call this deduct, comma, and the gross pay. Yeah, just those two. Gross and deduction. Let's say deduct. That is going to be, we need to add up everything that we have in here. So that is going to be tax. Yeah, for deduction we add up all of these. Tax plus pension plus student loan and plus NI payment. That will be your deduction there. Now we need to take care of the gross pay. That's a gross. That is going to be equals inner city plus basic pay plus the overtime. There we go. Now we then need to add everything up and work out. Okay, let's do this first. Let's say LBL, gross pay. That will be equals all of these in here. So I'm going to copy this. Let's just do it this. Copy all of these. Paste this here. That will be gross pay. Done. LBL deduction. The same thing. Undo that. LBL deduction will be, let's copy all of these, paste, and grab hold of deduction. Done. Now LBL net pay. LBL net pay is going to be equals all of this. There we go. So that will be gross pay deduct minus there. We can put that in bracket and close this up as well. And that is it. So let's run it and see what's going to happen. But we also need to calculate the rest of it all. So let's come down here. Let's run it. Run. Then we continue from there. We have our period in there. Let's enter whatever in here. Okay. Run. Very good. Subtract this from this, we get this. That's your take home. Now we need to work out these two. To take care of the taxable, we need the months. So let's get hold of whatever we have inside the months. So for that to work, I'm going to have to declare or change the period. I have the period in here as a string. Well, I'm going to change that to double. So just copy it, paste it here as double. There we go. Get rid of this for now. Alright. So because whatever I store in there, yeah. Let's go back in here, double click on that. Come right down here. Now, let's say period. That will be equals. We can convert. We need to convert dot to double. LBL tax period dot text. There. Now, to be able to work out taxable, let's say LBL taxable pay, grab hold of, yeah, we can grab hold of all of these. Paste that in here. So it's going to become tax multiplied by period. Times period. There we go. And we're going to repeat the same thing for LBL pensionable. LBL pensionable. Paste. So we need to change this to pension. That should work out the taxable pay and the pensionable pay. Save that. Run. Let's just see how that's going to work. And enter something here. There we go. So that's working fine as well. Now, one thing we need to do is we need to work all of this one out. And this as well. Okay, let's exit out. Let's see reset. That works. Okay, if I reset, maybe I should just get the date back here. This. Yeah. Now, let's see. With resets, everything goes. There's nothing in there. Alright, let's go back in here. Form load. Inside the form load, resets. I can just grab hold of all of these. So I can just grab hold of the form load. Copy that. I'm going to put that inside the reset right at the bottom here. Form load. No, that should be sender, comma, E. There. Okay, so when I run it now and reset the whole system, we should be able to get the correct month in there. There we go. Reset. There. That is fine. Okay. Now, let's do this. all of these are working now, but I need to take care of this. Let's see, and we need to take care of these, all of these as well. So before I take care of this, I'm going to take care of this payslip here, and I would like that to be activated using the payments right here. So I'm going to exit out. Let's go back to the payment button, double click on that, and right underneath here, scroll right down. Yeah, that is good. Right underneath here, it's going to be my payslip. So let's say RT payslip. That is what it's called, I believe. Dot. I'm going to first of all clear whatever we have on it, if there's anything in it. So let's clear it out first. There. Now I'm going to then enter as follows. So let's say RT payslip dot append. And what am I appending in the very first place? Let's just enter maybe a space first, and let's take it from there. Go to the next line there, and I'm also going to get it tabbed to the next line. Okay, let me say I want it to go to the new line. All right, let's do this. I'm going to copy it, paste it right here. Now here I'm going to enter a tab. That's how we enter tab. But here there must be a semicolon there. And this one, so the very first one, let's assume, okay, let's enter the name. There's a plus, another tab. Okay, I have two tabs. Now I'm going to add a name, and the name of the company, let's say, is Pan Africa. Alright, that's the name of the company. So I'm going to say plus new line. So enter a new line there. So get rid of this, just a new line alone there. So if I run that, this is how it's going to look like. Let's see how that's going to look like there. Now take it from there. Now enter some value in here. Right, there we go. Okay, you can see this Pan Africa. I would like it to be kind of like much more centered, something like this. So I'm going to have to get it tabbed one more time. Alright, that's good. So add one extra tab, and there. Okay, Pan Africa. Oh, let's just say Pan Africa payslip. Payslip. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna copy all of this, and let's enter some details in here. Now the next one is, we want that to be the pay reference, wage reference. Change this to wage reference. And the wage reference is from LBL wage. Yeah, there we go. Dot text. One down. Very good. So let's do that for pay reference. Grab this, paste, and I'm going to change this to pay reference. Then we do have pay reference is CBO, pay reference. There. And the next one, let's get the name, full name. And that is going to be TXT, full name. That's good. Paste again. And now, what do we have? The next one. Okay, let's go for tax. And that will be LBL tax. Very good. Let's come down. I've just pasted another one, so let's go for pension now. This time around, pension. And change this to pension as well. Paste. We have student loan, and this is going to be LBL student loan. Then let's go for the NI payments. Now change this to NI payment. Okay, NI payment. So that's going to be LBL NI payment. And tax period. And this is going to be LBL tax period. There. We are almost there. We have the tax period. We need the tax code. Tax code. So let's say, paste that. This will be the tax code. Tax code. And this is going to be LBL tax code. There. Yeah. Okay, that is it. So I'm going to kind of like speed this up. It's all the same. This is just for the receipt, and I'll get back to you guys shortly. It's almost done. Okay guys, that is it now. Just completed that. So let's do one thing. You see here, I'm going to add, let's just add one space in here to the reference. So put reference, wage reference, pay reference, maybe another one here. Now let's see, details tab. Okay, let's come in here, full name, tax and pension. Space in there. Now let's come right up to here, one more, and there, pensionable and so on. Yeah. Okay, gross pay and so on. Now I'm going to run it. I just want to see how that's going to look like for now. Let's click on run and see. Run. Enter some value in there, and here, there we go. Look at that. not too bad. I just need to this. Okay, now this reference here, okay, it's right there really. Okay, then let's reset and enter some more value and see. And here we do have reference. I just want to see how that's going to look like. Alright, not bad, not bad. So the only one missing now is the name. Oh, I can always add a name as well. Reset, let's add a name. And I'm just going to enter Paul Parker. Grab a reference in place. And there we go. And that is fine. So all that is missing is all this other information, the 3. Okay, let's take care of this. So whenever we select any of this employee reference number, it should give us all the information about this employee. So let's exit out. Come back right here. I'm going to select this very combo box, double click on that combo box, and right there I'm going to use an if statement. If CBO, pay reference dot text, if that is equals, now I need to know the values that we have in there. Let's go back in there, selected, come in here, grab hold of it. Okay, those are the values. I'm just going to copy it, copy, double click on this. So those values, I'm going to paste them underneath here. Yeah, and the rest, yeah, they're there. Okay, this goes right in here. If that is that, it's a text, so I should enter speech into it. Okay, that's the first one, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. So the others, I'm going to use else if for the others. So I can copy this now. Let's see. Let's enter curly braces here first. There. So copy this. Else if. So if it's this, cut that off, paste that in here. Paste. We have 2 more. 3 more actually. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now let's copy all of this. This is the last one. Paste it here. And cut that off, paste it right in here. And finally this one. Cut that off. And paste it right here. There we go. Alright, let's enter our conditions. So if the selection made is this, okay, then we want, what do we want? We want the employee name. Employee name, shall we, I think we can always have that as a default value. Yeah, the employee is always there anyway. So in here, okay, we can just put in Pan Africa there. Okay, we know the employee. That's sorted. We don't have to add that. We just need to add the following: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Double click on that. Now here, let's say txt address for this guy. The text that is going to be equals, let's say number 10 Island Avenue. Okay, we have that sorted. Then what about the name? TXT full name dot text, and that's equals, let's say, Tony Allen. Now it's a TXT postcode and dot text, that's equals, let's make up something there. Postcode is there. The gender will be there for default, but we can also, that can be changed. So giving the user an option to change that dot, that's a text, that is going to be male, that's for Tony. Now we want the wage reference. Let's say, or this one, wage reference. Okay, the wage reference is automatically, but I do have something. Let's go into my design here. Do we have wage reference here? I think I do somewhere. Yeah, I have it in here. Double click on this. Okay, that's the wage reference. I'm just going to copy it here. Copy back in there. Yeah, double click this. Paste that in there. That's the wage reference. Now I need to have some declaration in there. Okay, I can just make that up anyway. Let's go back in there. That is my random, whatever. I can put it up here. Let's say random. That is equals new random. Okay, that error is gone. So declare that variable there. Okay, then, or object for the random. Okay, now let's take care of one more thing. No, three more actually. We need the tax code and so on. So let's come right on here. LBL. And that's going to be LBL. Let's say tax code. Dot text. I'm just going to make something up there. The tax code dot text. We can also make that random number, but the tax code needs to be standard. I'm going to, let me try this out. I just want to make it random number and see what, to speed things up. Okay, giving it the option. Let's say all right. That's my tax code. Let's see if we can let it select between that. Okay, I'm going to try this out. I just want to play around with that and see. Run. Let's see how that's going to look like. Come right here, select that. Yeah, we have the tax code, everything. Okay, Was that a figure that I entered? No, that's a random one. So that's fine. Just I'm going to enter it like that, just to speed up the whole process. The NI code and NI number. I might as well speed that up as well. So let's come in here. So this will become NI number. Now let's see. What is the name? It's called NI. So NI. Let's see, what's the name? No, it's called tax code NI number. Okay. Right, and the next one is NI code. Okay, let's change these ones around. And this as well. Just change it. Run. Okay. And let's select there. Okay, that's not too bad. So instead of me making up some storage there, that's fine. The random numbers take care of that, so you can do the same thing, or you can just write out your own thing. The other alternative is just for you to enter speech and there. That's the other alternative. Okay, if you want to do it this way, that's fine. You can do it that way. And I run it and you see what I'm talking about. Run. But I think with a random number select or random number generator, that's much better. I like that. You see that? That's the figure that I entered now. Okay then, so get rid of this. I'm going to settle for this. Now you have two ways of getting it done. I'm now going to copy all of these, paste it right in here. So all we then need to do is change the address. So address here, we can call it number 17 Little Venice, and the name happens to be Tony as well, Tony Montana. Good. Change the postcode. There. Now let's come in here, and this name is Sally Johnson. Address of Miss Johnson, let's say 37 Carlton Lane, and change the postcode. And she's female. Change that to female. That's good. So let's do one more or two more to go. Paste. And change the name here to, let's say, Paul Parker. And here, number 14 South End. South End Lane. Yeah, that's okay. And that's mail. And here, the last one here, I'm going to change that to Mary Allen. Address number 1, Godson Place. Postcode G1H. That is fine. And here, female. There. And that is it. All done for that very combo box. But guess what? I did not enter. I'm going to enter try cash in there just in case if I run into any problem. Now grab a hold of a cash. Bring it down here. Paste. Okay, that's fine now. So have a good look at that, guys. And let's run it. Run. Oh, there's one more thing though. Select, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. Yep. There. All of these are just references. This is the individual identifier. Okay, but let's say we select this. I expect everything to be cleared. So let's go right down here and just enter. Yeah, I can just copy all of this. Paste. And if it's cleared, everything is cleared. Clear. Okay, let's clear all of this as well. Clear. Yep. And that's all. That is it. So let's run it and see. We can just use else for that, but it's okay. Now, there. Okay, that's good. Alright guys, you see that? Now that is it, all done. Okay, now that is taken care of, finally let's take care of the menu strip and the tool strip. Now let's start with this very one here, new. Double click on new. Okay, I'm going to enter try. There. And paste that right there. So if it's new, we just want RT. Okay, that will be dots. Clear. There, that's that taken care of. Copy that. I can use that for some other easy ones here. Copy, paste that in there. Paste and change this to copy. Copy is taken care of. Now paste there. Change this to paste. Nice one. Now cut, paste and change this to cut. Very good. So those ones are taken care of as well. Now let's look for another easy one. Okay, let's go to open. No, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see this. I think I have taken care of that, though it's not inside try cache. Yeah, put it in the try cache. Get rid of this. drag this and dump it right there. Good. Now let's take care of some major ones. And before that can be done, I'm going to need some more objects in here. So let's come in here. I need the color object. Double click on that. That is it there. Font object. That is it. Now scroll right down. I need print document there, and I also need print preview dialog. There we go. Alright, I have all my components that I need in place. In total I should have about, I need one more. Save. Let's save dialog. There we go. Now select this print dialog. Come right here to the properties of the print dialog. You see where we have document, drop that down and select print document 1. Okay, I've linked up this print dialog and print document together, so that is good. Now that is taken care of. So let's take care of the print dialog. Get that out of the way. Double click on print, and in here I'm going to, let's use my try cache again. There, grab hold of a cache here, paste that here, and right inside the try, I'm going to say e.graphics dot draw string, and the string that we're going to be drawing is inside RT payslip. That's dot text, comma, then let's specify a font, new font, open up a bracket, and I'm going to call that area, comma, and give a value of about 14, comma, font style, or font style dot regular. Yeah, regular is fine. There, and here let's enter a brush for it. So I'm going to say the brush. You can add whatever color you want. Let's just go for the standard color, black. Now let's press enter here so that you guys can see it all. Then here, color bar, I'm going to make that 120 by 120. That's the coordinate for me there, and that is that. Now print document is taken care of, but we then need to take care of print itself. Double click on the print, so I can copy this as well. Copy, paste it right here, and inside the print all I need is print preview dot document. There, and the document that will be equals print document 1, this very one. Now, and I want this print dialog to show up. Let's say show dialog, paste that in there, that show dialog, enter parenthesis, and that is all for print. So I'm going to call this, instead of typing it out all again, come right there, just copy that. I'm going to go right in here, see the file, drop the file down, print, double click on the print, paste that in there, and that's going to be called sender is E. Alright, it's just going to call that function right away. There, that is print taken care of for the other one. Alright, print is done. Now let's take care of these two here, color. Double click on color, double click on color, and in there let's use my try cache again, grab hold of all of this, paste that here. Delete this, and that's going to be color. No, if, that should be if color, if the color dialog dot show dialog, and if that is equals dialog result. Okay, now I want the following: RT payslip dot for color, that will be equals color dialog. Let's grab whole of color, dot color. That is that for color. I'm going to grab whole of all of these, and I am going to change that for, I'm going to use that for the font. Double click on font, paste that in here, and change this to font. I think that's lowercase, I think. Yeah, it's lowercase, and change this to font as well. And this will become font. This will be fonts as well here. Right, so that's fonts taken care of as well. Have a good look at that. Now let's come in here and see where we have the, let's go into file here. Now we need to take care of open and save. Double click on open, enter on that in there, get rid of all of this. Okay, with the open, so let's see, I don't think I have that. Let's see, let's go back in here. I don't think I have the open dialog. Nope, it's not there. I do have save, so let's go back in here, tools, open dialog, look at it, double click on open dialog. That is it right there. Now with the open dialog, grab that name, now come right here, double click on open dialog, and let's say open dialog dot filter. I want it to filter first. Let's filter the type of files, and that is going to be equals, let's say it's a text box, no, it's a text file. Text files, and they have as follows: .txt, that should be in a quote. Okay, or undo my delete, that's fine. Okay, do this. Alright, .txt, now pipe, and the .txt, that will pipe for all the files. .star, that's for, that will cover all the files, pipe, and that will be, no, do that again, .star, and that should take care of that. Right, and now we use an if statement here. If the open dialog dot show If that is equals, let's say dialog results, dialog result dot OK. If that is okay, then let's put parentheses here. Okay, if that is that, then we want the following: rt payslip dot load. That'll be load file from the dialog here, and the file that we want is going to be a rich text file. Let's say comma rich text stream type, rich text box stream type dot plain. There we go. Alright, that takes care of open. Now let's take care of save. Let's come in here, save. That's the last one. Double click on save. Double click on that, and right there, those are the lines of code for save. There we go. We just need two more to take care of. I'm going to copy this. Let's come in here. We have the save here. This one, double click on that. Paste that in there. We just call our function and say comma E, close that. Get rid of this. And we also need to do the same thing for the open. So let's look for open. This is open. I'm going to copy that. And I also have open there. That is it. Double click on open, paste, comma E there, and get rid of this. That is open, taken care of. Now run. Okay, so that is all done now. We just need one last thing now. Take care of this. That's for Tony. Enter his details in there, and calculate that, and let's see if we can print that out. You can press print here. That is fine. See that? That's working. Close that, and we can also use the print in here. There we go. Close that as well. Can we open another file? Yes, we can. Yes, we can open any other file that we want. So let's just put in anything in there and see. Yep, it's working fine. New. That's fine. So all of these are working. The only bit that is left now is to be able to add all of this information straight onto the database. So close that. Let's get that out of the way. Then we can call it the end of this program. Double click on add. Okay, to add the database, I'm going to first of all start by entering try, and I'm going to enter cache right underneath here. Exception EX. There we go. First, let's open up the database. So I'm going to open up my connect.open. There we go. Now that that is open, I'm now going to create an object, OLEDB command. So I'm going to call that CMD. Okay, let's accept that, and that is that right there. Okay, this command will then create as follows. Now the next thing is, let's say command or CMD dot command type, and that is going to be command type dot text. The command text that I'm going to now use, so I'm going to enter CMD dot command text. That is where I will now enter my SQL. That will be equals as follows. I'm going to ask the system to insert into my database called payroll the following. The first argument, that is the payroll reference, and all of this information that I'm entering now is going to be directly from my database. Let me show it to you guys. Okay, that's the database. Okay, close that, and I'm going to now right click and let's select design view. So pay reference, the next one is wage reference. So move that aside, come in here, put a comma, wage reference. Then the next one is employer. After the employer we have full name, gender, as comma, employer, comma, full name, comma, we have gender, and what else? Yeah, I remember that, address. I'm going to put a comma and press enter so that we have enough room. Okay, let's move this a little bit in so that you guys can see. So I've pressed enter in there, and here now I'm going to enter, let's see the next one, that's the postcode and city within. So I can just copy city within, type out postcode, comma. Now that should be that's postcode, comma. Then we have city within, comma. We have basic salary there. Okay, I'm going to enter the rest, so I'm here now, overtime, tax, and so on, and I will get back to you guys as soon as I've done that. Alright guys, all the fields are in place now, so I now need to enter the values. The values will be from the various components. So I'm going to say value, that is going to be, okay, single speech mark, double speech mark, plus. Let's come right down here and just block that off to prevent errors. Then I'll enter the values. So double speech mark, single, double, and there. Alright, all the errors are gone. Now I'm going to enter each component. First one that I'm going to enter, I'm going to go for CBO, pay reference, dot text, that is plus, and comma, single space, and here we enter the plus sign. There we go. So that's the very first one. So it's easier this way and it's not confusing. So the next one, I'm just going to copy this. The next one is going to be LBL. That is it right here. That would be LBL, wage reference. Okay, that would be dot text there. That's one single one. Right, so let's copy all of this now, followed by employee. So come right down here, the employee, that's txt employee, paste, and full name, txt full name, paste. Now we have gender. The gender is going to be CBO gender, paste. after gender address, going to be txt address, paste, and so on, guys. So now you get the whole idea, just how I've named my program. So I'm going to enter postcode right underneath here and just speed it up, txt postcode there, and let's speed that up. And that is it, guys, all done now. Every single component that I have on the system is now assigned to the add new. Okay, that is it. So now let's do one thing. When I click on add new, I want the command to get executed. So I'm going to come down here and say cmd dot executes non-query. There we go. And after that, we must close our database dot close. Accept that. And finally, I'm going to enter a message box dot show. So I'm just going to enter in there, let's say record saved in database. Okay, let's say record saved on payroll database. There we go. And we can just enter one or two arguments. Let's enter the name of the system there. I'm going to call that dialog save or whatever, dialog results, dialog system, comma. The next argument is going to be message box button. That would be okay. Comma, press enter. The next argument will be message box icon. So I'm just going to use that as information. That is it right here somewhere. There we go. That's information there. And that's all there is to it. I've just finished up with this project now. I know it's a bit long, but it's worth the whole effort. That is it, guys. So I'm now going to run it. Save that. I'm going to run it and see how that works. Okay. First of all, I'm going to show you guys the database. That is the database. There is nothing on the database. It's empty. Okay. Let's close that. There. So close that and just minimize that. Now, save, run the program. Let's take it from there. Oh, I've noticed there's something missing. Here, message box is missing. I'm going to copy all of this. Paste it right in here. And just change this to ex.message. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. And instead of information, I'm going to change this to error. There we go. Alright, so when you enter try cache, you must have a message for it, and this is the default message. Now run. Dev, select whoever there. Okay, Mary Allen, and enter our waiting allowance, our wages, and overtime. Hard-working lady. Now come in here. There we go. Decision time. Click on add new. I think the system is slow. There we go. There comes my message right there. Okay, click on OK. So it's saved. Let's go to the database and check that out. There, look at Mary Allen right there. Alright, good. Let's try another one. I'm going to reset. Select anybody here. Tony Montana. There should be an employee for Tony Montana. Let's say it's Pan Africa. There we go. And enter some value in there. And here, that's too much. And right here, check that out. Add to database. There we go. Tony Montana's details on the database as well. Click on OK. And let's go straight to the database. Double click on. That is it right there, Tony Montana's details. So guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this beautiful and advanced tutorial, which you guys can modify, and even for a professional standard, it can be modified for whatever business you're running. So with that, I'm just going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There are a lot of benefits if you are a member of the channel. You have a nice day now, and bye for now.